Welcome back, YouTubers. This is going to be a review of the Gundam GP02A from 0083 Stardust Memories. Or the Syphilis, I believe it's pronounced. I can never remember how to pronounce this one's name. Anyway, let's take a look at the box first. As you can see, it has a picture on the front and the standard windows. Pretty standard for the anime series of robot Damashii figures. So, now, let's get on to the figure itself. First of all, what comes with it? First, we've got a couple of extra thrusters. Not nearly enough for this one because this one has loads of thrusters. So they can fit into any of the many thruster ports on this thing. It also has a nice hinge mechanism, so this little thruster here pops out when you turn this one up here, which is something I haven't seen on a Syphilis before. We've got your standard assortment of beam sabers, the really long curved one, two with standard length, and something new for this particular set of this in the GP01, the extra thick one. Plus, like the last one, it also comes with an extra energy spout, so you can clip it in here. It also comes with one extra V-fin. And it's got your standard complement of hands and the holder rack. And the big thing for this one is its shield. Now, the shield with this one is this big job here because inside is a bazooka. Now this one's a little tricky. It's two pieces, one on each side, so you can pull this part out here, unlocks it, pull out the bazooka. Very similar to the show. Then push it back together, lock it in place. Has a little grip here to keep the bottom together. Then let me get a trigger hand. And you've got its bazooka here. Now, with the Syphilis, it has this back mounted unit, which is on a pretty nice swivel joint. Let's close this part up. We need the big bazooka section out for this. Lock these two parts together. Yeah, your best bet to make this thing look like it's firing is to have the arms swiveled out like this. Otherwise it doesn't line up quite right. Otherwise, yeah, that's it in its nuclear bazooka launch mode. Now, this is interesting because mobile suits have been used to launch nuclear weapons other than this, but but this one was the first specifically designed to fire nukes. Also, the bazooka is compatible with the other bazooka rounds from like the Charzaku from the anime line, so take that piece and you can fit it in there. So now it's firing a thermonuclear weapon. Lovely. Yeah. But the Syphilis is an interesting suit because it was part of the Gundam development project and was never seen again after the incident depicted in 0083. Mainly, I think, because the Syphilis is too powerful for one unit. They probably were too afraid of giving so much power to a single pilot, despite the fact that the Titans would routinely use poison gas and other outlawed weapons. An interesting fact also is something that's said in the show by the Zeon rebels, the Delaz fleet, is that this is a violation of the Antarctic Treaty, which was made during the One-Year War, which forbade nuclear weapons. The thing that they fail to realize is that they're not part of the Zeon military anymore. They are renegades who have basically deserted during the final battle and are not actually soldiers anymore. They're terrorists. And the treaty was with the Principality of Zeon, not the Republic of Zeon, meaning the treaty is null and void. So it has really no meaning. It's more a symbolic gesture of them trying to show the Earth's duplicity. Anyway, now the beam sabers for this one are in the waist, and these ones slide out. Can be held in the hand. As I showed you, the extra beam effect is right there, and looks pretty cool. And both sides come out. Plus, this one has a lot of articulation. The joints in the knee move. These toe pieces can be moved. Wrists, chest, torso a little, the head especially. There's a lot of articulation in this figure, so you can get a lot of posability out of this one. So it's definitely on my recommend list. As this series has gone further along, they've actually increased the posability of this anime series. So I'm definitely interested to see where it goes from here. Now, as a little side item, this is the Mobile Suit in Action version that was sold in the US. As you can see, it's quite a lighter coat of paint. That was one of the problems. I think this was mainly done because the darker gray plastic, which is actually representative of the Syphilis, would have been more expensive to produce than just using the same plastic as half the other Gundams. It's got the same thing, but you gotta turn these parts here and here. It's got a lot less posability, especially in the feet department. And the shoulders. Does have the bazooka launcher though. Now at one point I did have the battle scarred version, which was darker like this, and also had a shield, but it was smaller than this one and had two moving parts here and here. This one does not, but does have the bazooka. You have to take the whole part off there. Plus, this shield is so massive that weighs down the hand, so gripping this is tricky for this one. It weighs down the arm a lot. Plus, since the articulation in this arm isn't great, it's a lot harder for him to actually hold the bazooka. See? It's doable, but tricky. Especially because it's still attached to the shoulder back here by this small piece. Now, this one, unlike the battle-scarred one, does have an extra gimmick. The bazooka shoots a missile. Trigger right there. Other than that, it's got your standard suite of 3 extra hands for these ones. You don't always get that, but that's usually what it is. 1 gun hand, 2 grips, and 2 closed fists. Usually what they gave you. Also has 2 of the beam sabers. Attached to this, though, these ones swivel, so I assume you could pull them out, just never tried, didn't want to break them. But yeah, that's both of these versions, and obviously this is the superior one. It's bigger, it's more accurate, the paint or plastic color is more accurate, and it's got way more articulation. So it's a lot better. Handle just actually came off that beam saber, so that answers that question. However, there's one more thing I want to do before we finish up today. Gonna get out the GP01. Beam saber in hand. Now this may not work exactly as I intend it, but we'll try. And there you go. You can sort of get an idea of what the beam cross would look like. This display I'm using to film this on isn't great for doing this, but you get sort of the idea. And this cross piece is quite nicely done. I think this is a really good addition. And if you're getting one of these, you should definitely get the other. It just ties the set together. Anyway, but that's the GP02 Syphilis. Please like, subscribe, comment below, share this video with your friends, and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!